Hello, this is Winston Cunningham, and it is June the 17th on Monday. And I'd like to talk to you about aging. What I've discovered through my studies at School of Metaphysics and so forth, and mostly my personal experience, which comes arranged by my soul, prompted by my questions. So I've noticed that most people do not or are not currently aware that they have a choice in the aging process, because the aging process is a natural phenomenon. Getting old is a choice. Period. Nothing is either good nor bad. Thinking makes it so. And I can remember when my dad, when he was 80, I asked him, "Daddy, how are you feeling?" He said, "I hurt." I said, "Why?" He said, "I'm supposed to hurt. I'm 80 years old." This was a mindset. And I've got over that. Just before my 80th birthday, I spent some time, and this is another talk you can listen to if you like, but I made plans for the next 60 years, just the day before my 80th birthday. So I've got it roughed in at least, and I'll put in the details as I go. And like my 80s, that's the period of time that I'm in is going to be spent and is being spent understanding value. And so everything that I need to know related to value that I can add in the way of understandings, that's where my focus is for this next 10 years. And then it's different for each 10 years. And I've planned it through 240. And this is a choice. And as a result, and I've made this choice a long time ago, because I knew I had a choice. I've known that for quite a while. And I understand that our life is created according to our thoughts. That's why Jesus said every hair on your head is counted. In language of mine, hair represents conscious thought. And it is our conscious thoughts that form the picture that we give to the subconscious mind that reproduces that picture and causes it to become physical, or becomes our life. And so people who are still trapped in the believing stage of growth are still misguided into thinking that they don't have any control over anything, that someone somewhere else is doing it all. And so as long as that's the case, they will not reach adulthood. That's adolescence. A person reaches adolescence, grows out of adolescence when they accept the fact that they have created their life the way that it is. That's the way it is. And once you understand that and can admit that, then you're ready to be an adult spiritually. And this is what happened to Jesus in the desert when the devil was tempting him. And then the devil is the conscious ego. And that's that voice that lies to you about yourself. It is the most beautiful angel that fell from heaven. You can look up the whole story in some of Dan and Barbara Condren's writings. It'll be in there somewhere. Or you can just look at your own experience. Your own experience will answer the questions. If you're sincere about your question, then you turn it over to your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind, which is your soul, creates or connects you with the experience that will show you how something works that relates to your question. And that's, you don't have to go any farther than that. And so I just completed a visit to my hometown for a few weeks. And I noticed that people I grew up with, many of them are old. I'm not old. A lot of people think 80 years is old. I don't. Because I'm in a lot better health and in related ways. I'm in better condition and health than most people, than other people my age. I wouldn't say all of them, because some people have the correct attitude naturally, and they may not have had to give much thought to it. But I've given thought to a lot of things, and I'm beginning to appreciate more and more the wisdom stage is what I'm in now. And when somebody calls me old, I tell them, don't cuss me. Because I look at aging altogether different than most people. This is the best time of my life. And I'm working at making it better. And I'm accepting the fact that I've earned this, what I'm experiencing now is what I've earned. Now, until a person rises above believing and into knowing through their own experience, they won't know, or they won't even believe that they have anything to do with much of anything, because they think somebody else is in control. And this is just not true. I've proven this many, many times through my own experience. And I encourage other people to look into their own experience. I put a talk on this same page, We Are Valuable Media, about the question. And so listen to that if you like to understand how to begin to find out what you need to know that relates to this moment right now. And this moment is not, when you can relate to this moment, you're actually relating to eternity. There's no difference. Think about that. But now you won't come to these understandings through conjecture or through a consensus of opinion. It will be your own personal experience. That's the way it works. And so I'm starting the best part of my life, and I had an idea it was going to be this way when I was pretty young. I didn't really understand it, and I'm understanding it more now because there was a lot of things I needed to experience in between when I was young and what's unfolding with my life now. And so I look forward to the next 60 years. And I'm appreciating every moment more so than I ever have. A person, we all can have anything we want. And so I'm just getting to the place to where I'm implementing the action that gives my goals a place to land. It's like an airplane that takes off. They got to have a destination, and that's what the experience. We do things toward establishing an ideal by forming goal, purpose, and activity. And the activity is that airport. Plane has the process of creation is the plane, and you have to have an activity planned and be in the middle of that activity to give your own creations a place to be. Let that sink in. A place to be. That's what activity does. And for most of my life, I've been a little short on the activity part. And I've put a lot of things together mentally, but I've been reluctant to put it, to take it to the bank, so to speak. And that's what this 10 years is about, is learning the value of taking it to the bank. So now I could probably say a lot more about aging, but I'd just like to present the idea that it is your choice. No one else is making the choice for you of how you relate to your life and how you create your life. If you think somebody else is creating it, then you'll remain in adolescence. Take care of me. That's adolescence. And the experimenting to find out what you can get away with, that's adolescence. Being caught up in your beliefs and going through the discomfort of sticking with those beliefs even when you have evidence to the contrary. That's also adolescence. So if you want to understand adolescence better, then look at places where you're stuck, and look at other people who have gone past that, and begin to see what the difference is. Now you don't have to follow anybody except yourself. And that's why I put these talks online. It's because when a person is in the process of putting things together that they want to understand, their own soul will connect them with what they need to hear when they need to hear it. So if somebody is listening to this talk, for instance, it may be something that relates to a question they've had that this may help in a little bit. And so once I do a talk like I do, and when I'm finished with this, it goes into We Are Valuable Media, and anybody, anywhere, can connect with it. Their own soul will connect them with what I'm saying if it's appropriate for where they are in their own growth. That's between you and your subconscious mind, your own soul, and that's the marriage made in heaven, the superconscious mind, which houses the spirit and the plan for being whole and complete, and the balance of aggressive and receptive principles, the male and female parts. And that's another talk. He created them both male and female. That's within one person. And it's not a physical outward thing, it's an inward thing. Because the soul, the subconscious mind, is Adam. The conscious mind is Eve, and that was created with Adam's rib, which is the emotional level, which connects the two, that binds the two together. And I've done a talk on emotions. I won't belabor that too much here. But listen to my talk on emotions, and I explain how a person gets trapped by being slave to their own emotions rather than learning how to use the emotion to clarify things. Because the purpose of an emotion is just to clarify your own thoughts. That's the whole purpose. But if you get caught up in your emotions, then you're not getting anywhere. And that's sad, but that's the way it is. And that can be classified as pain, which is another talk I did, pain in childbirth. When you're creating something new, you're going to go through some discomfort creating it. And even though this is the best time of my life, I'm working through, or I'm going through some discomfort, but I expect a certain amount of that. And I'm excited about it. And even going through the discomfort, I get excited. And another talk I put on this same site, We Are Valuable Media, is the sound of light. And I put some other talks on there that will explain various parts of this. But what this talk is about. And I just make a list of things I want to talk about, and when I turn it on, I talk, and I don't have plans about what I'm going to say. I just start pulling from within. And because I've had 80 years of putting things together within my own self. And so I'm sharing what I've come to understand. And if a person needs to hear what I'm saying, their own soul will draw them to this video. That's the way it works. So listen to my talk on the question, and that will help direct you to how to connect with these things. But anyway, this is Winston Cunningham, and getting old is a choice. Thank you.